Hi, it's Victoria Navin from Rhyming Multisensory Stories. I'm wearing my dotty hair ribbon today because I want to share with you my sensory-rich ideas and activities for celebrating International Dot Day on Monday. Now, International Dot Day is inspired by the story The Dot by Peter Reynolds, and it's the story about a girl who discovers her creativity and confidence by making a single dot, inspiring others to do so. So we're going to look at the 5 senses, and I'm going to share my ideas, starting with sense of touch. So I've made a kind of spotty box and I've filled it full of spotty items to make a spotty sensory box. You could use a sensory bag as an alternative. Now, why not do some spotty dressing up? So I found this lovely, fluffy, soft, spotty jumper, pair of spotty socks, some spotty trousers, and my spotty gardening gloves. Now these are great, they're really tactile because they've got rubber on them, and I found that I got them in 2 different colours, so you could offer a choice. Would you like the green gloves? Would you like the yellow gloves? I found a spotty lavender bag. Now you can pop this in the freezer. It won't freeze solid, it will just make it nice and chilled. Or you can pop it in the microwave, but make sure it's not hot. You just want it to be lukewarm. And it smells wonderful. I found a spotty tea towel. Now you could place some items underneath this spotty tea towel and play Kim's game. It's like a little memory game. So see if the students can remember what you've placed under the tea towel. I've been drawing some dots on my hands using this latex-free glove and some coloured markers. Gives me some lovely tactile feedback, and I've enjoyed decorating my hands. And when the activity has finished, I can just remove the glove and it's mess-free. I found a dotty umbrella, and you could thread some lights around the handle and the arms of the umbrella and make yourself a dotty sensory space. I made a dotty sensory bottle, chia seeds inside this bottle, and if you shine torchlight onto the liquid, you can see all the dots and watch them as they float around. Now, a little tip when you're making the sensory bottles. This is a great bottle. It's from a SodaStream Pepsi Cordial bottle. It's nice and small and easy to hold, as are ketchup and mayonnaise bottles. They're nice and flat. And I've got a juice shot bottle here, which is a nice lumpy one, but smaller for your students to handle. Now I'm going to share the PowerPoint because I've got the rest of the senses on there for you with my ideas. So again, it's on Monday, International Dot Day. These are all activities that are grab and go. So you could just something nice to do in the afternoon. So going on to the sense of sight, light dots, easy to set up. Dim the lights, shine torchlight onto the wall, the ceiling, floor, students' palms, their bodies, their feet, and invite them to track light circles. Invite the students to take turns in shining the torches. I've put pictures here to remind me to tell you that you can promote fine motor skills. These dynamo squeeze torches, wind up torches, great for cause and effect. Still supported, visual tracking, spatial awareness, language development. You could talk about big circles and little circles, motor coordination. Moving on to the next sense is the sense of sound. And I've got a colour beats activity. The setup is easy. You just need to make a stack of round cards. I chose the colours blue and pink. You can choose any colours you want. If you are using traffic lights, I would avoid the colours of your traffic lights. The activity itself, you show a card. When a card is shown, the person or the group responds with their instrument. So example, the blue card could represent the drum, the pink, the tambourine. A sequence example might be blue, pink, 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 which would translate to drum, tambourine, tambourine, tambourine. And you can make it as simplified, or if you want to extend it, you can add more instruments and make your sequences longer or shorter. Lots of skills supported in this activity: matching visual cues to instruments, auditory discrimination, distinguishing between those tambourine and drum sounds, motor coordination, shaking or tapping instruments with purpose, attention and focus, staying alert and responding to changing cues, turn taking and interaction, building teamwork through shared rhythm and response. Onto the sense of taste, edible dots. Preparation simple. Prepare a selection of colourful foods sliced into round dot shapes. So examples are cucumber, banana, beetroot, cheese. Arrange them on a tray or plate and invite students to explore these edible dots through smell, touch and taste. Do be allergy aware. You might want to give your students a treat and get out the chocolate buttons or the iced gems. Or if you're going down the healthy route, this is an example. I was making my tea last night, delved in the fridge. I found tomatoes, kumquats and cucumbers. Skills supported, sensory exploration, choice and autonomy, inviting learners to explore and interact with food dots. So you might find in this activity that your students will try a food that they've never tasted before. Moving on to the sense of smell, scented dots, easy to set up. Infuse scent onto round card circles or cotton ball pads, for example, lavender, mint, cinnamon. You can use essential oils, fresh and dried herbs and spices. Invite the learners to explore the smells and express their likes, dislikes and sensory preferences. So I've got your cotton wool pads. They could fit nicely into one of these spice jars. These are great. They have little slots on the side for pouring and sprinkling, and they allow our learners to control the amount of scent that is released. I've got some lavender oil, fresh mint there. Skills supported, olfactory recognition, sensory regulation, again exploring sensory preferences, making choices, just as importantly making rejections, and a lot of work around memory and association skills. I've got some shared practice here for you, recreating the work of Kandinsky, and this is by the Vine Specialist Provision at Leeds City College. So Fiona Hay and the team and their students explored circular-based art using a variety of materials. Some students chose to paint using wooden shapes from a shape sorter, dipping them into paint and stamping onto card, or the students chose to use cardboard tubes. Students who preferred not to touch the messy paint used Play-Doh and created pictures directly onto tables. There were lots of skills supported here. Shape recognition, you can see there that Fiona and her team have modelled layering different shapes. You've got a circle with an imprint of a triangle with a dot on the top. Creative expression, fine motor coordination, tactile exploration, communication skills and decision making. I have a resource for you, Shapes, a Sensory Story. Now this includes 130 sensory rich shape themed activities. Shapes can make sounds, a triangle tings, spheres on shaker bells jingle and ting, feel the vibration of a boom whacker, listen to seeds rattle in an oval maraca. And that's a excerpt from the sensory story, and the sensory story guides you through shapes using all the different senses. You can see here Fiona and the team's practice there that we spoke about on the last slide. There's also some lovely work there by Kerry and the team, and we've got St Andrew's School. The lovely thing about this resource is so many schools took part and contributed, and I'm really grateful for them for doing so. It's just so lovely to see examples of shared practice. There's just so many activities in here, from tiles and mosaics. We're recreating artwork of all the different artists. We've got collaboration art, we've got shape people, shape monsters, 3D activities, chocolate box shapes, ice cube painting. We've got links to games, literacy, maths, different resources, musical shapes, shape yoga poses, even ideas for PE for you, your sensory bin, shapes in the environments. It really is a great resource. and you can use it all year round for your students. Now you can buy direct through the website. There's a little form to fill out there, or you can email me or drop me a message. You can visit the shop, or you may wish to take out an annual subscription. It's £95 for the year. There's currently 47 sensory story packs, each one with sensory rich thematic activities. I'm writing fresh material all the time. There's lots of new stories due out between now the end of the year and into next year. It's £95 for the year. Site license, you can have up to 20 users on that license. Here are some of the other stories. So we've got a lot relevant coming up next month. We've got Diwali, we've got autumn later on in the year. So all of this information you can find on the free monthly teaching calendar. So go over to www.findingmultisensorystories.com. So thank you so much. I hope that you find some activities there and enjoy your dot day. Goodbye.